This is a painting called The Barn Owl in the Old Barn. There's a story from my childhood that describes the inspiration for this painting. That's on my website where this painting is. I'll let you read that. I won't bore you with that story now. This is actually a print of the painting. The original was part of the Artists for Conservation International Exhibit of Nature and Art a few years ago, and it was at one point in the tour at the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum. The Arizona Desert Museum acquired the painting then to be part of their permanent collection. So it's down in Tucson, Arizona at the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum. What it is, it's a really good example though of the methodology in which I paint. I paint with a lot of glazes, a lot of layers. I'm not an alla prima painter. An alla prima painter, for those of you that don't know the difference, you'll see, for instance, a lot of the impressionist or the plein air painters will be more alla prima. They'll mix their color and they'll apply it. And I have such admiration for those guys. Someday maybe I'll acquire that talent. But what I paint a different way. I paint similar to the way that the old masters did back in the Renaissance, and that's really through transparent layering. So I use a lot of layers in my painting. This is really a great example because in order to really kind of accomplish the effect, the coloring, the lighting that's going on in here, the glazing and layering is extremely valuable in order to accomplish that effect. I literally painted the hay and the barn back into the barn, and then I just increased the darkness by using layers of dark until I brought it up till I got to the right balance. The painting is supposed to be actually either at dusk or at dawn. It really doesn't matter, but it's right at that transition moment between daylight and the dark, and when the barn owl will come out and start to come to life as a nocturnal hunter, silently hunting in the darkness. So it's you can see just the hint of some pinks that are filtering through the atmosphere in the sky and starting to envelop the barn in darkness, or daybreak coming alive. And the barn owl is either starting or ending his day. In the barnwood, and particularly in the hinge, you will also see a lot of that layering technique. It really allows me to create a lot of realism because it allows me to really adjust. I'm constantly adjusting my colors and adjusting my lighting until I get things just right. And so that was sort of the technique I used in this painting. So, barn owl in the old barn.